Alright, so today's video is going to be on advertising. This is a continuation of my tips for getting sales for small creators YouTube video. It was actually one of the first ones I made. I'll link it up in the top right. First off, I'm just going to say that advertising is more of an old technique for getting sales now. I haven't advertised clothes in maybe a year, honestly, but it's definitely something to try if other things aren't working for you. So either you can advertise each clothing piece individually, or you can advertise your group. So for example, You Found Designs, which is my clothing design group, I advertise every now and then. I haven't advertised it in a while, just because I'm happy with the amount of members that I have and the sales that I get. I recommend advertising your group rather than your individual clothing pieces, just because you get more bang for your buck, because you can have all of your items listed rather than just individual pieces. So if you want to advertise a group, you want to go up to the three dots in the corner and press advertise group, and then it will come up with options that you can download, naming it and uploading, and then once it gets approved, you can start advertising. And for shirts or any other piece of clothing like t-shirts, pants, it's pretty much the same process. You just want to click on anything, three dots, and then advertise, and it will bring up the same exact page. Alright, so now for creating an effective ad, I'm going to be doing this in Photoshop just because I do everything on Photoshop. If you guys want to learn how to use Photoshop, I can put a link in the top right corner of my Photoshop series, which is coming to a halt soon, so make sure to check that out. I have, I believe, 4 or 5 videos up now on tutorials on how to use Photoshop for Roblox purposes. Alright. So I'm just going to download one of the templates that they offered. I'm going to do the skyscraper, and then I'm just going to save that to my downloads and then put it into Photoshop. There we go. All right. So I already have renders made of my characters, so I'm not going to be going over how to do that. That will be a video I will do in the future. So I'm just going to go into my folder where I have everything saved. And I'm just going to drag and drop one of them, and we'll just do this one, for example. And then I'm going to resize it until I'm happy with the size. Now I like to do like right about there, where it fills up most of the space but not all of it, just so you have a little bit of room for text in there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the background to a more maroon color, just to make the character pop, and I'm going to do that using the rectangle tool. And then since the character is sort of blending in, I'm going to apply an outer glow of white, and then I'm going to set the opacity a little bit down low, and then I'm going to change the spread to right about there. Okay, there we go. So now my character is popping out and it looks pretty good. So now I'm just going to throw in my group name. I'll just throw in Fairy Light for now, which is one of my clothing groups. We'll just resize that so it brings up a little bit. All right. And the one issue with ads is the space to work in is very, 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 very small. So you have very little room to work for designing. So I'm just going to add one more text line in here, and I'm going to bring it down just a little bit, and I'm just going to drag and drop it right there. Okay, so as you can see, this is a pretty decent ad. If you want more sales, this method is kind of misleading, but I don't condone it, but I'm gonna still put it in the video. If you want to make your character look like you have a lot of Robux, like wear limiteds, Volks, that kind of thing, it's definitely a good way to get more clicks, but I'm not going to condone it if you're going to be doing ads that are like, oh, before she clicked and after she clicked, because those are just false advertising, and I don't agree with those at all. So that is one thing that you want to watch out for. You want to be effective, but you also don't want to be misleading. And there is a big difference between those two, between misleading and not misleading. You want it to be truthful and honest, and you want to get the point across, and you also want to get clicks. But you don't want to be doing that while you're promising something that you're not going to fulfill, like giveaways, you know, stuff like that. Like, you want to keep the morals there. There's nothing I hate more than seeing an ad that is just misleading. So yeah, definitely do not do that. That is a very bad way of trying to get sales. And honestly, anybody that does that, I do not condone buying from them. But that's just me, you know, your choice, do whatever you want. But for me, I like to keep it truthful and honest. I like to keep it transparent. This is very transparent, 20 pages of clothing, group name, and an outfit that I have on myself. And myself, like, my character is not promising anything. I'm not saying, oh, when she joined, she looked like this. No, I'm just giving you a picture of my character. Okay, enough of ranting about that. So once I have that saved, which I'm just going to save it as a JPEG, I'm going to save that to my downloads. I'm going to go into my groups, and I'm going to advertise Fairy Light. So I'm going to click on that, and then I'm going to press Advertise Group. Then I'm going to name it. I'll just say Fairy Light 20 pages of clothing. And then I will upload. Looks like you have to save it as a PNG file, which that is okay. PNG. Let's see, there we go. All right, so let's try uploading that again. There we go. All right, then I'm just gonna press upload, and then you have to wait for it to get approved. And then since I already have some that are approved, like this one, for example, I'm just going to press run, and then you can bid the amount on Robux. I'll just do 2, or I'll do 5. And then once you have done that, it will start showing up on the side of people's screens. Skyscrapers will show up on either sides, and then the horizontal ones will show up at the top. And the other ones are like rectangles, and I'm not 100% sure where they show up, but I would mainly stick to skyscraper just because I feel like it grabs attention more. Unless you're going to be doing this kind of style where you have different clothing types lined up, that is actually a very good idea. All right, so this was a very, very, very quick overview of advertising and just a quick design tip kind of video. If you guys have any questions about advertising, designing, Photoshop, Cinema 4D, YouTube, anything, let me know in the comments. I'll try and get back to you. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.